So you're going to rank your 5 toughest Iowa State opponents.
Yes.
Okay.
And I got to be honest, I don't know if I didn't necessarily do 5 toughest opponents. What I did was the 5 toughest games. Like where they
Okay. So you're factoring in
So I'll just tell you,
that makes sense. You're factoring in when the game is played, if it's off a bye week for another okay, sure.
So number 1, I put Kansas State because of where it is on the schedule and it's in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Like a year. What is the whole thing about Iowa State and Campbell? They start slow, right? Like that's always been the thing, even though if I don't necessarily know if it's true now. I feel like it may have been more of a thing 5 years ago than it is now. But that is a game that could potentially decide a Big 12 championship game slot. That is 2 top 5 teams in a league that is pretty even.
Could be 2 top 20 teams in the country.
That likely will be. So the fact that it is across the pond in mid-August, I put that as my number 1 most difficult game for the Cyclones.
I can get behind that. In fact, there's not a game on the schedule that sticks out more than that one to me as screaming toughest game.
Okay. I also think you could argue it's maybe the most important game because it's the first game.
I think it is the most important game.
Okay.
So I don't know that there's any question, although I'll get to something in a second. CBS Sports put together a list of the most important game for every ranked team that they have in their post-spring rankings. They have Iowa State 19th, and that is not the most important game for Iowa State. They're going with Arizona State on November the 1st, which, I mean...
Okay. Well...
I guess they won the Big 12 championship last year, so...
I don't know what I'm going to get from them.
Right. They've got a great quarterback.
Yeah. So 2 through 5, like, dude.
Where's that Arizona State game at?
It's in Ames. Iowa State gets both Arizona teams in Ames this year.
Yeah, see, that's, to me, it's definitely Kansas State is the most important game on the schedule.
All right, so see if you can help me here. 2 through 4, I think, are completely interchangeable. Honestly, like, I think... So I have BYU at number 2 out of respect to what they did last year and who they are bringing back.
Wow.
They're
in Ames.
They're preseason top 15 in most of these polls right now. I've seen them as high as 10. They bring everybody back. People forget how good they were last year. Now, they didn't have a great schedule in the Big 12, but remember they just kept winning. And every week they got to lose this, and they were like 10-0 at one point, weren't they?
Yeah, who finally took them down to get
they had all those
Arizona State
too.
in the
so like
championship.
I don't even remember, but like we do forget. I did when I looked at when I started this assignment last night. I forgot. I had kind of chalked up that game as a win. You can't really do that with this BYU. They bring they don't have transfers either because the Mormon thing. They don't leave.
Mormons don't believe in the portal.
I think it was Kansas that beat them.
Kansas
got real hot because they got their quarterback back. Yeah. But, like, no, they really, like, they don't have the same problem that other teams have. They can still be a developmental program because their guys
they're like 27.
Yeah. I put them at 2, Iowa at 3, Arizona State at 4. But, Chris, you could convince me to mix those 3 up in any way. I could make a point that Iowa, because of the rivalry, should be number 2. Iowa State hasn't beaten Iowa and Ames since Steele Jance was the quarterback.
So that's – I would go Iowa 2 because of the weird early season schedule where you're in Ireland playing a huge conference game, and then you don't have any time off, and then you're back home against a decent FBS team in South Dakota, and then you've got Iowa, who it's been 15 years since you beat them in Ames, and Iowa's going to be pretty good too. I would go Iowa 2. I think then I would go. It's a good thing about Arizona State and BYU is that those games are at Jack Trice Stadium. That's good.
Yeah. So I put Arizona State at 4, but again, you could convince me. Well, they won the
I'll go BYU 3, Arizona State 4. So we're pretty close. And then geez, we still haven't picked a true road game. This is great for Iowa State, that the toughest games are either neutral site, or at least on paper in our heads, are either neutral site or at home. The road games are, who is that? Arkansas State.
Yeah.
Arkansas State, 𝗙ecie, Colorado, who knows with them.
Did you see my rundown?
And Oklahoma State. No.
So I listed out the top 5 in there, and I have Colorado at number 5, and then in parentheses I wrote, who knows?
Yeah,
they'll have talent.
Yeah, but regardless of how far Shedeur Sanders fell, he was still a really good college quarterback, and they had the best player in college football last year in Travis Hunter.
Wait a minute. Is that a Kansas Jayhawk in there? I can't see it. Do they play Kansas at home?
That's what, according to this schedule, that's...
Yeah. I mean, Kansas is going to be
But
good.
Again, that's at Jack Trice Stadium.
Yeah. Well, you feel like you have to put a road game on here, right?
I just have so many question marks about the teams that they're playing on the road, especially the last 3. Colorado, TCU, Oklahoma State. Like, I just don't know. It's Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State. There was a disaster last year.
Yeah.
I have no idea how they're going to be this year. TCU was in the national championship game a couple of years ago.
Could we make an argument, though, that there's not many games on this Iowa State schedule that they can't lose?
Yeah, it's both ways.
Right? They go both ways. This is a real, and of course they can win all of these. I think there's not a game you look at where you're like, well, that's a loss. That's the glory of this new Big 12. If you're Iowa State, is you, like, as long as Matt Campbell's there and you're doing what you have been, like, you're gonna be in the top 4 or 5, and then if you're there, you got a shot every year.
So you put Colorado 5.
I put them 5.
Yeah. I think I would do the same. Just
you could make an argument for Kansas. You could make an argument for TCU. You could make an argument for Oklahoma State. Because, I mean, like, what are the chances that Gundy is going to be that bad again? Probably not.
I don't think it's possible to be that bad.
But this is a true crapshoot. I'd love to hear if you come and tweet at us later on, guys.
And
at Iowa Everywhere. I would love to hear what fans think.
Arkansas State. So, am I understanding it correctly that they're playing at Arkansas State to save money?
Well, they've done this under Pollard. This has always been a thing. They've played.
When's
at
the last
Akron,
time?
They've played at Toledo.
Yeah, but how long ago was that? When's the last time they played
Ohio? Remember?
They played at Ohio.
Oh God, that's right. The game. What'd that guy
hot
say?
Hot seat fan. The hot seat guy.
Hot seat. Campbell, you're on the hot seat.
Campbell about.
I'm thinking of the. I'm thinking of the Matt Campbell fake AI press conference from Heavens.
Oh, and it put you in a coffee can.
Yeah, it put you in a coffee can.
That was after that game.
Don't you talk to the Fiesta Bowl champ like that.
I mean, I'd like to say, like, they can't lose to Arkansas State, but I don't know enough about that team, and it's in, like,
God, I can't believe I forgot about the Ohio game.
They got to, like, I know why they do this. Well, first of all, the football program obviously doesn't want to do this. This is a money-driven decision. I understand it. They've got to find a way to get out of it. Like,
why? So, okay, tell me, why do they do it? Just to save money?
Yeah, I mean, it's a financial thing. I think
that's it. That's the only reason they do it.
Yeah, these buy games are really expensive now, and because everybody's like the buy game. When I say a buy game, what that means is you're paying that.
Yeah, you're paying. You would be paying Arkansas State $1.5 million to come to Jack Trice.
And I think they just look at it. It's like that $1.5 million, like going forward, that can go to NIL.
You know what you could do? You could sell alcohol at games and not have to play it at Arkansas State.
Could do that too.